Struggles of the female ESTJ personality. Although ESTJs typically put their family above their friends, they do enjoy and value their friendships. They enjoy having fun and spending time with others, especially those who share their interests and pursuits. They are likely to choose to spend free time with friends, pursuing some activity or hobby, probably athletic or sports-oriented. They are likely to socialize quite a bit with their family members and with people who belong to the same organization or institution as the ESTJ. ESTJs are usually status conscious and will respect others who they feel have achieved a high degree of success in our society. Although ESTJs have very high standards for behavior and believe that they know what is appropriate and best in any given situation, they are likely to be less controlling with those who they feel are powerful individuals, and will have little patience with people who seem frivolous or extremely untraditional. Conversely, those who live entirely in the current moment, sensing perceivers, may not appreciate the ESTJ's strong judgments, which may seem overly traditional to them. ESTJs are likely to bond test with other ESTJ or with people of any type if they share a common interest or goal. Today, let's talk about ESTJ and INFJ personalities. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to the Personality Guru and ring the bell icon to get regular updates on our latest uploads. And if you like this video, click the thumbs up button and share it with your friends. INFJs and ESTJs. INFJs and ESTJs have some common themes that often arise when they get to know each other. As an INFJ, you will want to keep these issues in mind when you get to know an ESTJ. As an intuitive feeling type, you seek deep, meaningful connections in relationships. You want to truly understand what drives the people you care about and help them to be their best selves. You are drawn to people who seem to be sensitive, thoughtful, and idealistic and prefer relationships that help you to grow and develop. The two of you have some very fundamental differences in how you see things, and this can make getting along a challenge for both of you. That's not to say you shouldn't be friends. In fact, you might find that spending time with this person introduces you to ways of thinking that help you learn and grow. But this relationship will not be without its frustrations. Fundamentally, you're concerned with people, relationships, and values. You are a highly idealistic person and are always looking for opportunities to make the world a better place. You empathize easily with others and you often feel their suffering acutely, but you never accept suffering as a fact of life. To you, we all have a responsibility to change, improve, and become better than we are. You can easily imagine a better world, and you enthusiastically embrace change when you see it as a positive move forward. In contrast, your counterpart puts a high value on tradition and stability. It's not that they don't care about people or making the world a better place, but they tend to be suspicious of change in general, and they rarely see it as a solution for anything. They tend to believe that the best way to serve people is by keeping things consistent and predictable, and they may find your ideas for overhauling established systems odd, unnecessary, and disruptive. If you've tried to share your dreams and vision with this person, you have probably noticed their distinct lack of enthusiasm. They're not trying to be negative. Your counterpart simply doesn't have your talent for visualization. If they haven't seen an idea work in practice, they're probably not very excited by it. This can frustrate you to no end. At your worst together, you'll tend to view this person as dull, stagnant, and unimaginative. They'll see you as flighty, unrealistic, and impractical. So, what is the upside? The same things that irritate you about one another are also learning opportunities. Yes, you have wonderful ideas, but you also truly can be a bit impractical. This person can help you think through the realities of your ideas so that you're better able to make them happen. And for your part, you have an opportunity to get them out of their rut and help them imagine possibilities for a better world. If you play it right, they may become enchanted with your creativity and wide-eyed idealism. This person likely has a higher energy level than you do, and you may find their enthusiasm overwhelming at times. You may find it important to set boundaries and let them know when you need space and quiet. Although some common problems can arise in INFJ ESTJ relationships, it's important to remember that there is no such thing as a perfectly compatible pair in personality typing. Whether you get along with someone has more to do with your self-knowledge and your sensitivity to your friends' needs and preferences, not some magic formula. Learning more about your type with an in-depth assessment is a great place to start building the self-awareness, and that is key to successful relationships. Communication between INFJ and ESTJ. Communication can be a challenge between any two people, and communication between INFJ and ESTJ personality types is not the exception. By being aware of the issues that often arise when INFJs and ESTJs communicate, you can learn how to reach an understanding more quickly. You have a different style of communication from this person, and you'll need to make some accommodations if this relationship is to reach its full potential. You tend to communicate in an abstract, theoretical way. You focus on making connections and interpreting meaning, exploring the why of the thing in question. Much of what you communicate is your idea, theory, or interpretation of what you see, rather than direct observation. When making plans, you're inclined to spend a lot of time talking about the overall goal or theme of the plan, without having much interest in the details of exactly what will happen or how. In contrast, your counterpart tends to communicate in a straightforward, concrete way, focusing on facts, details, history, and real-life experiences. They focus on the what when discussing something, and convey information that they observe directly or can back up with real-life evidence. When making plans, they tend to focus on the specific steps that will occur. And generally, they're interested in talking about real things, not ideas or theories. While it may sound like you are speaking different languages, the truth is that, although you have different comfort zones when it comes to communication, you are well able to get out of those comfort zones to meet halfway, and you'll both be better for it. You can help your partner to stretch to look beyond the obvious of things and explore the deeper meaning. And in turn, they can help you to come back down to earth and discuss the details and facts of a situation, not just the big idea. When talking with this person, you may fall into the role of the listener by default, because they are more extroverted than you are. They'll tend to naturally speak more quickly and have more to say. You tend to be a bit quieter and reserved, and are often more comfortable letting others have the floor. You may leave conversations with this person feeling like you didn't say much at all. This can be a comfortable dynamic sometimes. Many introverts like having friends and associates who are dynamic and chatty and keep the conversation moving. Other times, it can be frustrating. Extroverts sometimes assume that because introverts are a bit slower to get going, they have nothing to say. Your extrovert friends may chatter on, thinking that if they don't feel the silence, no one will. You might appreciate them slowing down a bit, asking more questions, and giving you the time and space to express yourself. You may not have a talk show host personality, but that doesn't mean you have nothing to share. Consider the dynamic between the two of you and ask yourself if it works for you. Does your extroverted counterpart make space for you to share your thoughts and feelings, or do you feel like you're being steamrolled? If you never feel you get to express yourself with this person, it's time to let them know that your relationship needs some tweaking. Communication can be a challenge between any two people, and communication between INFJ and ESTJ personality types is not the exception. By being aware of the issues that often arise when INFJs and ESTJs communicate, you can learn how to reach an understanding more quickly. You have a different style of communication from this person, and you'll need to make some accommodations if this relationship is to reach its full potential. You tend to communicate in an abstract, theoretical way. You focus on making connections and interpreting meaning, exploring the why of the thing in question. Much of what you communicate is your idea, theory, or interpretation of what you see, rather than direct observation. When making plans, you're inclined to spend a lot of time talking about the overall goal or theme of the plan, without having much interest in the details of exactly what will happen or how.